Good morning, this is Jack from Chartered Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Monday, the 13th of April. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer your own chance. And I'm not here to shoot trading signals. Right, I was warning the last couple of days last week that we had some hourly negative divergence, and also I was warning the peace talks didn't appear to be based on, well, anything. The peace talks predictably failed. Trump had, of course, accepted the Iranians' 10 points, and then he said, actually, that kind of wasn't happened, and he went in with basically all the demands that he would have gone in on the maximalist. Iran has totally lost, and these are your surrender terms basis, and obviously the talks didn't go well. What did surprise me was Trump announced a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. It's hard to see exactly how this is going to help get it open, but I think the idea is that Iran is controlling the strait, so the only way you can take the Iranians' control of the strait away is to block it to everybody, including the people that Iran is letting through. But the problem with that is actually, for instance, if a Chinese ship makes an arrangement with Iran and goes through the strait, and the Americans then sink it or confiscate it, then actually, technically, that's an act of war. So I'm not saying that would necessarily start a war, but it's not friendly. And it's going to cause problems. Also, the other thing is that the Iranians, I suspect, could have closed down the other main strait here, which could really, really screw the pooch in a big way here. And I suspect that they may be, if this continues on for days, then I suspect they're going to try and close that down and probably be successful in doing it. This is going to cause a problem, but the problem is there is a major problem here, because obviously this war should never have been started, and there doesn't seem to be an easy way out of it. However, there are ways to escalate it and turn this up and from a major problem into a complete and utter foobar. And I think we will be heading down this road, and we may well see, if this continues, we may well see equity prices go an awful lot lower and oil prices go an awful lot higher. In the short term, we had a sell signal fixed on Friday afternoon on ES, and that made target, and another one fixed on ESTX, and that's made target too. We're seeing some retracement here, not an awful lot on NQ at the moment, but ES is down a bit. RTY, I've got a possible level top here, which I'm slightly skeptical about, but maybe. YM going lower. So far, it's pretty muted. I mean, I think there's still quite a lot of residual trust that the US might know what it's doing. I think this is more based on, past administrations than the current one, obviously. So DAX, seeing a bit of a pullback here, could be a bull flag. ESTX, little level top here, which is trying to break down, but holding the weekly pivot so far. Nikkei, nice looking little level top set up here. We shall see. So, all right, let's have a look at the big picture charts, where I can show you all of these hourly sell signals. Now, some of these will play out when the market opens, of course, and deliver, but some of them are bigger than that, like this hourly RSI 14 sell signal. We've got an RSI 5 sell signal fixed on the hourly as well. That may well make target at the open or not too soon afterwards, but the RSI 14 sell signal would normally have more legs in it. And at the moment, I'm not really seeing an awful lot to be optimistic about. So it may be that more will appear, but things are proceeding pretty much as expected so far, and that's not in a good direction. So on the 15-minute chart, we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed. Pretty nice looking rising wedge here, actually. So this it's too large for a bear flag, but I am wondering whether this is going to be the start of the road down. I would love to see the IHS make the target in the 69.12 area, but I think we might need some good news for that. And at the moment, that's been thin on the ground. In terms of Qs, I'm wondering about a back test of the 50 DMA. In terms of SPX, I'm wondering also about a back test of the 50 DMA to see whether those can hold the support. And I suspect, well, really, we should be, at this stage, we should be heading back into these lows here. And we're not there yet, but I'm thinking we may well be. Now, on Qs, we've got a possible RSI 14 sell signal brewing on the hourly, and I'm thinking that's going to fix probably at the open today. RSI 5 sell signal fixed too. On Dia, We will see. Basically, we're already testing the 50 DMA, so we don't need to go lower to get to that. We've still got an RSI 14 bicycle fix, but to be honest, I only really pay a lot of attention to the RSI 5s, so I'm not really expecting a great deal of that. On the hourly chart, we've got an RSI 14 and RSI 5 sell signal fixed here. 15-minute, we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed, but it's already reached a possible near miss target. Here, we've got a peachy-looking channel. It's very, very nice. On Qs, we've got another rising wedge. We don't have the same quality pattern on IWM, but I've got to say these are encouraging for a short-term turn here. In terms of IWM, I could come back and backtest the 50 DMA, which I've got at 25609. Hourly chart, RSI 14 sell signal fixed, RSI 5 sell signal fixed. 15-minute chart, we've got an RSI 14 sell signal fixed, but it's already reached possible near miss target. In terms of a pattern here, sorry, I don't have this drawn in here for some reason. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I didn't think I had a nice resistance trend line here, and I don't. Okay, well, actually, that's not awful. This could be the wedge resistance here. Actually, I think that's my megaphone. Let's we will see. Not as nice as the others. Again, none of these have made their bottoming target, and well, I'm wondering at this stage if they're going to. In the absence of good news, I'm not seeing much reason why they would. All right, looking at DAX, we'd be seeing a failure at the ribbon here, which is where these the 100, the 50, and the 200 DMA come together into a ribbon. So normally these are separate, but that's a pretty strong resistance level. Nikkei, Nikkei, well, this is very dependent on oil. A blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is not going to do them any favors. I'd be leaning towards the downside here too. All right, looking at DX. Now, DX so far is responding as you'd expect with more trouble in the Strait of Hormuz, i.e. it's going up. Not an awful lot so far, but then equities aren't down much either. Nothing really to see on the others. We've the 60-minute sell signals reached possible near miss target on USD, GBP USD, not a lot to see. USD JPY, as I said, I've still got a target under the 162 area, which I'm looking for. We had a little buy signal forming, which fixed on USD CAD, made target. I'm wondering about an IHS forming here to go higher. I'm really leaning towards the dollar going higher here, unless we start seeing peace break out in a slightly more serious manner. NZUSD, keeping an open mind. Looking at bonds here, bonds have seen a bit of a decline on the on more Iran news, and I would be if the Iran thing really takes off, I'd be expecting this to drop quite a bit. And ZN again, and this kind of looks like a bear flag here. Looking at the oils, these are up significantly from the closes on Friday. Only up to about 102 on Brent, but we're up to 103.57 on CL. Really, if we're going to have more trouble in the Strait, then these could go up an awful lot, and I'm waiting to see whether they're going to. HO, nice recovery from the low there. RBOB, nice recovery. NG, actually, I was talking about on the bigger picture, a big trend line at 2.63. We actually went and hit it. Now we've got a 6-minute buy signal here. Since I capped this earlier, it's pretty much reached a possible near miss target. But I am wondering about a significant rally forming here, but that wouldn't have anything really to do with the Strait. On GC, we saw a bit of a decline with the Iran news. I would like to start seeing this go up when we get a bad Iran news. So really, this should be a flight to safety. I've got some really nice looking overall flags on the precious metals, and I'm leaning along on these. On SI, looks like a bull flag forming. GC kind of looks like a bull flag forming. Palladium kind of looks like a bull flag forming. Platinum, it kind of looks like a bull flag forming too. Overall, I'm thinking that bull flags are likely forming in the short term, so for these to go higher. HG, saw a bit of a decline Here, we're on a decent rally here. That hasn't broken support. I'm not seeing any sign of this ending, but I'm not equally. I don't think this is likely to be one of the winners if the Iran war intensifies. KC, we had a buy signal that made target. Overall, this looks like a bear flag forming. SB, I'm wondering, having got this far, about a retest of the low. We've got a possible 6-minute buy signal brewing, and that hasn't fixed yet, but it's the closest to fixing it's been since it started brewing. CC, I rolled obviously KC, SB, CC, CT, ZW, and ZC into the July contracts yesterday. Most of the other May contracts are going to be rolling over the next couple of weeks. CC, I had a nice looking flag here, and here we are at flag resistance, which it wasn't when I drew this in, so that's encouraging. I'm thinking this is likely to, in due course, break down. It could expand into a larger flag and do a higher high here, but in due course, I'm expecting this to break down into a retest of this low. On CT, going higher, and I'm thinking these could go a lot higher. I did do some research at the weekend, and all of these that I've been looking at, cotton, wheat, corn, and soy, which is possibly forming an IHS, but I've got big double bottoms on the others. All of these are affected by the fertilizer that goes through the Strait of Hormuz. And in terms of corn and wheat, the damage, which may well take them up a lot, has likely already been done because of the problems that have been in the last month. Because in the last month, obviously, it's been hard to get hold of a lot of the fertilizer that these things use, and the fertilizer prices have gone up and spiked an awful long time. So a lot of it hasn't been planted. And one thing you can guarantee with a plot is if you don't with a crop is if you don't plant it, then the crop's not going to be that substantial. So I think the damage may already have been done there, and I think we've got a big double bottom here, and I think this may well be going up a lot. Lumber, I'm thinking maybe resuming the downtrend. Wheat, I'm looking for this to go up a lot too. Corn, I'm looking for this to go up a lot too. Soy, we're forming, this is a right shoulder on a big inverted shoulders. That could go up a lot as well. ZL, I'm thinking we may be just resuming an uptrend here. Live cattle, we've already resumed an uptrend. And lean hogs, I'm wondering about a little double bottom forming here for this to go up. I think this is overall a bull flag. All right, great. Let's have a quick look at questions, of which we have none. All right, there is a very, very high risk of FUBARs in Iran this week. Very, very high risk. If that happens, if we are going to see some significant trouble, if there is no sign of peace happening at the moment, the two sides could not be further apart, really. But if there's no sign of that changing, then stocks are going to go down. And we're going to see some big moves, and we could see this crisis intensify. And make no mistake, this could be a very, very, very serious crisis indeed. This is something that could be a major world shock. If it is handled badly, and at the moment it's being handled very badly. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap. Everyone take care, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Cheers.